Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Thursday morning. It's now the 26th day of December 2024, and this is the morning briefing. Hope you all had a good Christmas, and for those of you that celebrate Boxing Day, happy Boxing Day. As I look out the window of the home weather office, it's cloudy. It has rained a little bit. The driveway and the street is wet. And we are going to see occasional rain today, but there's a much better rain coming later on tonight. Nothing that we can't handle, but it is going to be pretty soggy tonight and into tomorrow morning. But I'll also show you what's going to happen with the snow levels. We'll look at that. We'll look into the weekend, of course. Today's Thursday. And then we'll look into next week, New Year's week. Right now, things look relatively quiet. We'll see if that's going to change. Let's start off with what is happening this morning. Clouds streaming into the area, and not a lot of dynamics with this part of what we're looking at. So what we're seeing here is this nice flow coming in with a bit of moisture, and on the west slope, we will see occasional rain. And last time I checked, there were chain controls up on Interstate 80 and Highway 50 because we are getting some snow. It was snowing in Blue Canyon, as a matter of fact, with a temperature there of 31. Not dumping snow, but enough to certainly make the roads slippery. And this moisture will continue to stream inland, and we will get better dynamics from this as we head into the night tonight. We'll see the wind pick up, and then we'll see a steadier rain. But during the day today, much of the valley will actually stay, well, kind of dry. Let me show you that with the HRRR. And this is today around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There's activity here on the west slope. There's rain certainly here on the north coast, but you get south of Red Bluff, everything is dry and pretty quiet. It'll be cloudy, but it does look as though it'll be dry. Again, that's at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Let's go ahead a couple of hours. I'll stop it now at 4 o'clock this afternoon. The Sierra still on this model looks like it's okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is still enough snow on the roads to make them slippery enough for chain controls. The other thing I'm going to want you to pay attention to as we go through the next couple of frames here is the pressure gradient. So in other words, these lines here, these black lines, so those are the isobars, and the tighter they are together, the more wind you see. So like out in here off the coast, there would be more in the way of wind, and gradually you're going to see some of that gradient pick up overnight tonight. But again, this is a snapshot of 4 o'clock this afternoon. Let's go ahead to about, let's say, 7 o'clock. Here's 7 o'clock. Now it's raining. It is raining from Modesto all the way up through the valley. It's raining from Tuolumne County all the way into Plumas County, and we are seeing snow at an elevation around 6,000 feet. And you can see that pressure gradient increasing, so it's going to start to get a little breezy tonight after dark. Again, this is 7 o'clock tonight, so it's going to be a rather breezy and wet night. Let me go up to, this is 11 o'clock tonight right here. Once again, we have a pretty good north-south gradient, so that means the wind is coming from the south. Actually, southeast is what we see in the valley. The snow level is still hanging in there around 6,000 feet. We'll get 6 to 8 inches of snow, if not a little more at the ski areas. But what we're going to see is the snow level rise as we go into the night tonight and into the day tomorrow. So really good snow later on tonight. If you are planning on traveling through the Sierra tonight, you can plan on chain controls and very slow travel. Again, this is a snapshot of 11 o'clock. Let's go during the overnight. That gradient continues to be there, but the rain starts to decrease. Let's go to 6 a.m. Watch what happened during the overnight. Look at the snow here in the Sierra. Looks really good here, but over the next couple of frames during the overnight, temperatures get warmer and we actually see a change over to rain. Now, one model I looked at this morning actually sends the freezing level all the way up to 10,000 feet. That may be a little overdone, but it could certainly send the snow level above 7,000 feet. So what we could start to see is just a lot of slush on Donner Summit. That's 4 a.m. This is tomorrow morning around, let me stop it here. This is around 6 a.m. It's probably still going to be pretty soupy on the west slope, cloudy, maybe a little foggy, and probably drizzly as well. The pressure gradient has decreased, so the breezes that we'll have had overnight, they'll be decreasing. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, skies will likely stay somewhat cloudy, but this is Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Little system going by to the north, again, keeping areas south of Redding dry but cloudy. Areas to the north and once again on the north coast, pretty wet. That system goes by, bringing some light showers on Saturday. This is Saturday morning. I don't expect to see very much of that. That's really Friday night and Saturday. And speaking of how much we're going to see, let me go to total precip accumulation. It's really not that great. I mean, it looked pretty good from time to time, but combined with everything that went by there, this model gives Sacramento a quarter to a third of an inch of rain. Much better rain on the west slope because of the orographics that'll be going on. And along Highway 49, we could see upwards of an inch, and above Highway 49, probably as much as an inch and a half. And when I say above Highway 49, don't take me too literally, but it's not like on one side of the road it's going to be an inch and the other side it's an inch and a half. But you know what I mean. Once you get up to around 2,500, 3,000 feet, we'll likely see an inch and a half, inch and three quarters of rain. And the same thing here on the coast. You'll see some really good rain in those orographically favored areas, those mountain slopes that squeeze out 2 to 3 inches of rain. But on the valley floor, a very manageable amount of rain coming our way. All right, let's scoot ahead to, actually that's the NAM. Let me go to this, because I did want to talk a little bit about the wind with the HRRR. I mentioned it with the pressure gradient. This is tonight around 7 o'clock. It'll be a little bit breezy, especially north of Interstate 80. Winds gusting into the low 20s, but then that will ramp up as we go through the night. This is around midnight tonight. We're starting to see winds gusting around Sacramento and Yolo County and Solano County. This model has them gusting into the low 30s. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some spots, especially in the north end of the valley, that maybe see a gust of 38 to 40 and windy along the crest of the Sierra, as you see by that little ribbon right there. But for the most part, the valley will see winds gusting in that 35, maybe 38 range. This is a little after midnight. This might be the strongest winds. Winds of gusting are 40. I don't think we're going to see enough wind to cause damage or power outages or that sort of thing, but we will see a rather gusty night. It's the sort of night that you'll hear it during the night. Like I said, that's around midnight. During the overnight, that gradient gradually decreases so that during the day tomorrow, that wind is gone. But it is going to be one of those nights. Like I said, you're going to hear it. All right, let's take a look at the NAM because that'll get us into the weekend. This is the passing system tonight. Looks very similar with that rising snow level. As you can see here, this is 7 o'clock on Friday morning. On Friday, the rain decreases, so Friday's a mostly dry day. But again, you can't rule out a stray shower, but I think Friday is going to turn out to be a pretty good day after a relatively soggy morning. The system that goes by on Saturday generally stays to the north, and then get into the day Sunday, a very weak system comes by, bringing us some showers. This is Sunday around 1 o'clock, some showers, so a couple of inches of snow that last into the afternoon and evening. Again, that's probably not all that much. I'll use this model to look at total precip accumulation. Give me a second here. It is right. This one. Come on. Thinking about it. So this is combining everything. So let me back this up. So this includes the rain we have on Friday morning. Once again for the valley, showing a third of an inch of rain with better rain on the foothills, 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. And then when you combine the next one going by in the valley, we're still only a little over a half an inch of rain to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. All, like I said, manageable amounts. So we're not worried about streams, creeks, or rivers or anything like that. Very beneficial rain here in the Feather River Basin and quite a bit of rain in Del Norte County and Humboldt counties. Once again, in those orographically favored areas. And then you go south, you notice that Southern California gets virtually nothing. So once you go south of the Grapevine, really nothing. And of course, on the east side of the Sierra, south of Mammoth down toward Death Valley, also staying dry. All right, let's go a little bit farther out in time and look at the GFS. So I mentioned that we have that little system going by on Sunday. This is it here. It doesn't look great. This is Sunday afternoon. A few inches of snow and a little bit of rain, but look at what happens after that. This is Monday, we're dry. This is Tuesday, the pattern has changed. We are dry. This is New Year's Eve. Now let's go into New Year's Day. We are still dry. We'll have to see about whether or not we start seeing valley fog develop once again, but I think there may be enough of a north gradient to minimize it. This is getting into the day on the 2nd, and this is as far as the model is out right now. This is the 12Z run. But it really does look as though next week is going to end up being dry. So let's see. We have rain tonight and into Friday morning, leaving the rest of Friday dry. Saturday looks mostly dry. Sunday, a little thing goes by in the afternoon. A little bit of rain, some Sierra snow, probably around 5,500 to 6,000 feet, inches, not feet. And then beyond that, next week looks as though it's going to be dry. So good for travel. For those of you that do have next week off for New Year's, it'll be great for skiing, great for travel, and that sort of thing. So That's everything I have for you on this Thursday morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.